You see, guys, they're losing in life. You see, now they're gone in the place of a certain place they're going to tonight, and they're going to have some information over there. And all they're going to be updated is about who's going right there and who's actually doing things over there, for example. So you must understand that information that they have, that I have that information already, and it's nothing really, really, let's say, that it's something, but the thing is that you must understand that you have to grow yourself anyway, and you have to put yourself in other people's shoes if you want to deliver on quality goods for yourself. So, for example, what I mean is when you put yourself in other people's shoes, you can find out exactly what they're thinking in any given moment, and you can be telepathic this way because you can see exactly how they feel in a certain moment when you put yourself in their shoes, for example. So you must understand that if you want to do better, you have to be empathetic and you have to put yourself in people's shoes so that you can take yourself on a journey. You have to understand that God's always speaking through you, and you must understand all the time that you have to do better regardless. So make sure everything that you're doing in daily life is coming out through words so that you can actually perform at your best every single day. So for example, now since I'm uploading a lot to YouTube, I'm understanding that people are going to be able to watch me, and people are going to be able to go and do things with my content because I'm going to give ideas, and I'm giving a lot of ideas, and that's going to create a massive chain of effect in the world that's going to help people. And you must understand that it's just one source of information, and you must understand that is all sources of information because I provide exactly what you need to succeed. And you have to be doing your information. So for example, you must understand that since you have to understand that they're going tonight in a better direction, for example, and some of them are actually going in a worse direction all the time, and you must understand that you can always do you, and you can always focus on you, for example. And because you focus on you, you lead yourself on a journey somewhere where they are, and you can see exactly what type of people they are, for example, and what you can decipher about them because you can see exactly what they think of you in any given moment, and you can see exactly where your people are in terms of life. You can see exactly where you need to be in life and what you need to do to succeed through your words alone. I mean, do you understand? So when you are doing something where you are going places in terms of words, and you're actually imagining something where people are, you can always find the truth. You can always see the truth exactly in terms of exactly of what you need in terms of every single moment. You can find exactly what you need to do in terms of life, and you can see that they are going to have some kind of experience in life, but what you do is you have your own experience, and you have to always decipher that everybody's on a different path, and not everybody's going to those events. You must understand some people who are keeping up with the trend are going to go, but you must understand that you have to talk to yourself, and you have to talk to yourself in a way that is always coaching other people to grow, and you have to understand to plan your life ahead of the game. So for example, my way to play through life and to play through life is I either do Netflix, or I talk words, or I do some work around personal growth, and that's my kind of playtime, and I play like that. You have to understand that if you want to go that way, you have to understand that the information that you have over here is something interesting because you can see the information, and now if you go there, you'll find out exactly what you need in that moment, and you'll find people are watching you, and then when people are watching you, you just do you. You understand? But then somebody may approach you to cause you violence, for example, so you just let them cause you violence, and then everything's good, and you have to understand you never hit back, and you just do you. But if you want to go there, you have to go and push yourself to go. But the thing is, every single day you have to always plan your life, and you have to always talk it out with yourself and go wherever you want to go. But you must understand to never be afraid, and you must understand every single day be a best version, because that's going to help you immensely to grow. So for example, if you have fleas, you understand when a dog gets fleas, for example, those little fleas, for example, that goes on a dog because a dog has fleas. I mean, do you understand what I mean? And you must understand that sometimes those fleas can go on your socks. If you have a dog around, those fleas can actually get on your socks and start itching your skin, for example. You must understand that if you start itching your skin, then make sure you throw away those socks, because those socks have full of fleas, for example. So that's what I've done recently. My socks had full of fleas on it, so I threw the socks out. And even if you wash the socks with fleas on it, I promise you the fleas are still on the socks. I mean, you must understand that. And fleas can survive through water. So you must understand to always encourage yourself to just talk about life. I mean, talk about something and lead yourself on a path where you can see that information there. So you go there, and when you go there, you find what you need. For example, you find exactly where you need to be in any given moment. So for example, you can go out tonight if you want. I understand it's a Friday night. You can go wherever you want to go if you want to go. You have to understand that I've got better things to do anyway. You have to understand it's much more about me every single day, just growing in the moment every single day. You have to understand it's more how I understand that information. I can go to the Star Casino, for example, but it's too long of a drive. And I understand I think it's much better for you to always to just grow yourself in the moment every single day and just be where you are. I understand that's much better for you. So make sure every single day you have to understand that if you want to go somewhere, if you want to really live life, you can travel through imagination. And when you travel through imagination, you can always find the place. But you have to understand that exactly that. You have to understand that you have that in eternity. You have that factor. You have what you need with God. I mean, God's going to provide that to you, and you're going to have that exactly how you need it. So every single day you must understand that if you want to do better, you have to grow yourself in other people, and you have to put yourself in other people's shoes. So for example, Gloria Gage, for example, you must understand that when I put myself in her shoes, you must understand I see her information, I see she's learning in some areas of life, but the thing is that you have to understand that she's falling. And I don't understand why, but you can see in the information that she's having in life, I can see she's falling because she's not doing a lot of information work around people. And that's why I have more wisdom than her. I have more wisdom than her. But for example, when you actually look at Grant Cardone, for example, I mean, he's doing a lot of information work around people. And that's information. I mean, that's where you want to be in life. So that's where I can get myself to. I can get myself to that place. And it's a slow journey. I understand over the next 30 years, I have a lot of life left inside of me. I understand that it's much more how you have to push yourself to get there with your words, and you have to push your words to get there. But the thing is, you can see many people over here, for example, have a lot of information about music production and stuff like that, and that's where you need to encourage yourself. So for example, when you watch music production stuff, you can always motivate yourself that way to actually do music production for yourself, and you will learn something. I mean, they'll unlock your ideas. I mean, they'll give you some ideas, and you can pick up on those ideas very quickly, and then you can also have much more success in that. So you have to stand still and you have to watch them grow. I mean, you must understand that you don't stand still, but you actually be on the move all the time. I mean, always be moving. You have to always be moving. But the thing is, you have to understand that you can see information everywhere. You have to understand that there's always information to be growing yourself with. And that's how you lead yourself on a journey. You just start growing yourself. You just start talking. You lead yourself in different places through imagination, and you can see each word has an image to it, for example, and then you just teach people based on that. And then when you understand something about life, for example, I understand this guy tonight, I've seen him and he was my Uber driver, for example. You have to understand that this guy is struggling in life. I can see he's very much struggling in life, and you can see that he's very jealous in terms of life about me, in terms of how I actually live my life, because he's blocking himself from my information. So never block yourself from information, and if you block yourself from information, it means you're jealous. So make sure you never be hateful about people. Make sure you make sure you open up your mindset about everything you do. And you have to understand, I see some guy over here, you have to understand that this guy's information is really, let's say, low in integrity. And you must understand that those people who are low in integrity are always in trouble with the police. And you have to understand, for example, Putin. I understand Putin, for example. You can see his information. You can see he's just lost in life. I mean, he just really doesn't know what he's doing. And you must understand that you have to not know what you're doing all the time. And you have to be always uncertain about things. And when you understand that, when you're uncertain about something, you can always see what you need to do in any given moment. So, for example, the best place to be for me in terms of words right now is to be here. I mean, anything right now that can really satisfy me right now is just being in here, in the moment, inside of myself over here, and living in the moment and just expressing myself every single day. I promise you that's the best thing I can do, and nothing else is more important than that. And understand, I just want to teach you spirituality. I want to teach you as much as possible every single day, and that's my purpose, I promise you, and that's how I grow. And you can see through my words and through my advice how I really do things. So you must understand that you can do it, you can push yourself through it. You can see your information here is lacking, and because you're lacking in information, you can see that you have past experiences where you have succeeded in those areas, but then you let yourself down because you think that you need it. I mean, you're saying the thing is that you don't need it. And you must understand that you have been lacking in terms of integrity, in terms of your life. And because you've been lacking in your life in terms of integrity, you have to start boosting your way of life in terms of your integrity and your life. And you have to always understand that there's always a way that you can always manifest your dreams. So talk about it. And talk about it much more, and then you'll find different ways and different imaginational techniques to be able to overcome drugs and to be able to overcome whatever you need in life. But words can set you free. So if you have the words to say it, then you can achieve it. I mean, in a sense, so if you want to be a millionaire, you have to talk words like a millionaire. I mean, and you have to understand that you have those words. You have those words like a millionaire, but you have to do it. I mean, you have to do it. You have to do what? You have to do everything that millionaires do. You have to understand every single day you have to always push yourself to grow. You have to understand to get out there. You have to start making money. You have to start making money. But the thing is, you must understand that then you get caught in a rat race in terms of 9-to-5 job. And you must understand that's not the way forward. I mean, you have to understand that right now, if you want to make $1 million the best way, you must understand that real estate is the best way. You have to find yourself those people who you can invest with, and those people who can invest in you in terms of real estate, who can give you all the money of your dreams, who can actually invest in your real estate with that information you have, and that way you can push yourself to actually become whatever you want to be. I mean, they're saying, but the thing is that Jesus Christ says you don't have to do that. I understand that Jesus Christ says you have to go a different way, and you have to always understand that Jesus Christ says you have to always improve yourself anyway, and you have to always improve yourself in a way that's going to help you grow. And Jesus Christ says you must understand that every single day of your life, you must understand that it's more about personal freedom in terms of your health than it is about real estate. I mean, you must understand that Grant Cardone is something different, and he's been able to do that, and he's been able to go through that unknown path. I mean, he's been able to go around people and being able to communicate to those people on a daily basis and improving his communicational skills this way. So you can see exactly how he done it. I mean, you can see exactly what he done to succeed. And you must understand that if you watch the real estate show that he has, you'll find out a lot of information about real estate and Grant Cardone, and he has a lot of information that you need, for example. And you must understand that I want to achieve as much videos as he does have on YouTube right now. So I'm pushing myself slowly, but you must understand that eventually I see an opportunity where someone may give me an opportunity to speak in front of a crowd eventually. So that's something that I can do in terms of busking performances, but you must understand I have to keep interested in that. I have to be interesting all the time, and you must understand that I have to always talk. I understand I can lead myself on a journey. You have to lead yourself on a journey sometimes, and always you have to understand always to lead yourself on a journey. And you must understand this girl tonight. I seen this girl tonight, and you must understand that her personality is really freaky, and you must understand why that is. I mean, she is so, for example, you must understand that she's really cursing me. I mean, she's really like a cursor, and you must understand that she doesn't like people chasing her. I mean, you must understand that she's like allergic to that. And you must understand when a woman's allergic to you chasing her, I mean, she doesn't want you. I mean, in a sense, so if she doesn't want you, you just back off. I mean, in a sense, so the thing is that you never chase a woman or a man because they just get allergic to you. I mean, in a sense. So if you have to travel 50,000 miles and more for a woman or a man to be with them, then it's not worth it. I mean, you must understand that it's only worth it when they chase you all the way. You must understand that you get what you deserve all the time in terms of your words. And now your words are manifesting in your life. And now what you speak out into the world will hear you, and the world will give you what you deserve in terms of your words. So you must understand that if you live up to your integrity, you shall always deserve and you shall always have what you need in terms of life. But you have to be strong enough and you have to have much more courage in yourself every single day to always understand that life is a test and that God is testing you all the time. I mean, in a sense of what you need out of life is always to have a better attitude with yourself and to lead yourself on a journey somewhere. And you have to understand that you have to go that way. You have to always embrace life, embrace the moment every single day. You have to understand that if you really, really push yourself every single day to communicate in words every single day, I promise you, people are going to listen to you. And people are going to be thankful about your life and what you have given in life. And you must understand that when you pass away in this life, you're going to have some work that you've done in this world. And you're going to be able to look back on this world and you're going to be able to say, hey, look at my work manifesting in this world. And look at what my work is doing for people over here. And you're working while people are dying. And you're working while people are growing. And you're just working all the time, even though you just passed away from this world. And you can always look back at your work and you can see exactly your channel. And you can see exactly the information you're spreading in the world. And that's your work. And your work is true work. Your work is actual fashionable stuff. And you're doing much more than those people. I mean, do you understand? Because you can see it. I mean, you can see, for example, in poker over here, you must understand that when you go poker and you see people over there and you see them over here spreading information, you must understand that they're not spreading a lot of information. You can see that. And you can see they're not engaging social media as much. And now they may be sharing some information here and there, but you can see their legacies are dying. And you must understand that. You can see this guy over here. You have to see this guy. You have to see this guy. And you must understand that this guy over here that I seen tonight, you have to see that he's really struggling. I mean, he's really sick. I mean, you can see he's sick in his information. And you must understand that he's manifesting cancer. And you must understand that he's manifesting some kind of disease. But you must understand that I'm not manifesting any disease because my words say that and because I believe in that. And you must understand that if you believe your words in a better way, you're always going to have a better way. I mean, you understand? So make sure you understand that if you somehow do get a disease, for example, you have to understand you can always push through that with information. And you can always understand that your information is much more than what that is. I mean, you understand? So you have to understand every single day that when you see those people going through places and things out there, you have to understand to describe that in ways that people can always understand. You have to understand that they are going out and they're going to drink alcohol and they're going to be around the same people. You understand how boring that is? I mean, do you understand how boring it is to be around the same people? I mean, you have to understand, you have to go around new people. And now you don't even have to go around people. I mean, you have to understand that, for example, I've been going to poker over here and I understand I've been playing around the same people. I mean, you understand? But you have to understand it's a nice thing to do to get out of the house. But you must understand that those people are dead end. I mean, you have to understand that they are not reliable resources. I mean, you understand? I mean, they're not reliable resources to hold upon. I mean, they have no information to give you in terms of something, in terms of they have information to give you, but they are not consistent in giving that information in terms of being on the internet like you are, for example. You must understand that you have to understand that they have to push themselves on their words, and they don't understand that. I mean, they don't understand how much they can push their words out there. And that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing my words as much as I can into the world, and I'm getting my message across as much as I can so that I can make a big impact into the world just with words, because words are dominating. And words out there manifest dreams, and they manifest everything you ever want in life. So basing on my words, I can see a great life for me. I can see exactly what I need. I can see exactly where I'm going in life. And you have to understand that my life is manifesting a better life. And that's where I'm going. I'm going in terms of better. I'm going better than yesterday. And that's all I want to be doing in life. You have to understand that's your ultimate path, to do better than yesterday. So as long as you can do better than yesterday, you are where you need to be. I mean, in a sense, so every single day, push yourself every single day to do that for yourself. So for example, I've been doing life coaching for 5 years now. I'm very proud of it because I've taught a lot. I mean, I've taught a lot. And you must understand that God says that's something that's much more arising within you, to say that God says, I ask God, is that a lot of work that I've done? I promise you, God says yes. I promise you, God says yes. You've done a lot of work in this world. So God's telling me that I've done a lot of work in this world. I mean, you understand? And you must understand, for someone my age, in terms of 29 years of age, I've done a lot of work in terms of, I've made 34,000 quotes. I've done over 800 hours of video content, just video content. I mean, you must understand. And then I've done another 700 hours of audio programs. I mean, you understand? So I'm completing 10 hours, I'm going to complete 10,000 hours of life coaching in my lifetime. And do you know how much work that is? I mean, that's a lot of passion. I can see a lot of passion in that way. And you must understand that when I see that road, I mean, I can be at home all day long. I can speak onto the audio program all day long. I can do whatever I want in my audio programs. And I understand I can go places, I can dream, I can do as much as possible. Every single day, I can be living the dream in terms of my words. I mean, you understand? Because my words manifest dreams. And because my words manifest dreams, I can always understand a better life for myself. Because I see what life is. I understand that people don't give you success. First, you have to earn your success. You have to understand that your success, you earn yourself. And how do you earn success at best? You have to understand every single day, get more wisdom. I mean, every single day, try to get as much wisdom as possible and try to teach that wisdom to other people as much as possible, and then push your boundary to speak as much words into the planet as possible is what I do. And because I do that, I'm much more successful than those people who don't see that. I mean, the same, because they don't see what words are. I mean, they are totally blind to exactly how much words can dominate this world and how much you can do in this world just by your words. So if you spread so much information out there around words, I promise you, you are going to manifest dreams out there. I mean, you're going to be able to have imagination in terms of people that don't even understand how much imagination you can create into the world just by the word you speak. I mean, you can take people places. I mean, you can show people exactly what you have to do. I mean, you have to understand that if I'm taking from you right now, all I'm doing is giving you as much as possible. So you must understand, I'm not taking anything. I'm not taking anything from you. But the thing is that just to be able to do my work with words, I promise you that's where I am. I promise you that's my best. I promise you my best is every single day giving those words out there. And you must understand that Marko Petronijevic, my friend, and he's my I promise you now, you must understand that he's my previous friend, and he's still my friend, but the thing is that I forgive him for things he's done to me. And you must understand that his imagination, I can look through his imagination through my words right now, and you must understand that he's unlimited in his imagination. But I see his words, and you must understand that his words are manifesting something in his life. But is he doing better than yesterday? And you must understand that I don't see him doing better than yesterday in terms of words. I mean, my words are telling me the truth. I can see it, I can sense it, I can be telepathic about it, and I can understand that if you want to really look into somebody's words in life, you can actually see exactly their life. And now, you must understand that when I look at Marko Petronijevic, for example, you must understand that I see a world where I see nice things. I see actually nice things about him. But the thing is that he's lacking a lot of informational work in the planet. And he's not doing a lot of informational work. But the thing is that I see he's teaching people in the high school. And understand he's getting a lot of passion from that. And understand that. So that's what's giving him life. And that's what's giving him meaning at the moment. So his 9-to-5 job is giving him meaning. But in his personal life, I see that he's actually failing in his personal life. I mean, you must understand. So is he doing drugs? You must understand that he's actually drinking alcohol, and I can see it. You can see it through the words over here. And I'm understanding that it's just how it is. So you must understand that I ask God, is that true? I mean, God says to me, yes. I mean, you can actually see it. I mean, you can actually see through the words exactly what people are saying and what people are doing. So when I look at Dave over here, I'm understanding that Dave over here is actually talking to me, but you must understand that he's so frightened. I can see his words. I mean, you must understand that he's so scared about life. I mean, he doesn't know where he's going, and he doesn't know what he wants to do in life. I mean, he looks at me over here and he sees a big passion for me over here. And you must understand that he sees something in me over here that I'm doing something on the side. But he doesn't speak about it, and he doesn't really encourage himself to say anything about that. And that's the thing, if you don't encourage yourself to talk over here, you must understand that it's much more how he's being ignorant about it. I mean, you understand? So why is he being ignorant? Because he has some kind of jealousy about it. I mean, you understand? So he's not expressing himself here. And because he's not expressing himself about my work and what I'm doing in the planet, he's just going to ignore that part of life. I mean, in a sense, so when he ignores that part of life, it means that he doesn't have that gateway into that life for himself. And you must understand that, for example, what have I been blocking in terms of my words? You must understand I've been blocking my health. I've been blocking my health from growing. But you must understand that when I look at my words over here, you must understand that my words are my true work. And you must understand that what else have I been blocking over here? You must understand that's all. I'm approaching nothing else, just my health. I'm approaching, I've been blocking my health. I mean, in a sense, so now since I'm actually doing better in terms of words, I can see exactly where I'm going. I can see exactly what I'm doing. But the thing is that you have to understand my mum over here. You can see that she's very interested in me over here, and she's very much has love for me over here. But you must understand that my mum over here is actually doing much better. And you must understand I can see her in terms of her words. I see she wants to improve. I see she's really doing good for herself over here. And that's great. I promise you, she has a nice and beautiful path for her over here. And I can see it. And you must understand that she's doing actually much better right now. But is she doing better than yesterday? I promise you, no. I promise you, she's not doing better than yesterday, but she's doing better than before in other ways. And I can say that, for example. So you must understand that I see Torma, for example. I see this guy over here with information. I see that he's dying. I mean, he's not doing much about life. I see he's really in irritation. I promise you, he has a lot of irritation about life. But he's doing better in some areas. But the thing is, you must understand that he's actually very unaware. He's very unaware, but he's doing good in terms of some areas. So you must understand that when I look at people like Gloria Gage, you must understand that this person over here rejects me. I mean, she rejects me so much. And because she rejects me, she rejects my information, and she rejects the soul essence of who I am. So she rejects a part of her, okay? So the thing is that when someone rejects you, they're rejecting a part of themselves, okay? And that's all it is, okay? And now, because she's rejecting a part of herself over here, she doesn't want to admit in words that she loves me, okay? I mean, that's it. She doesn't want to admit it. I mean, because she doesn't want to let herself go, okay? And now, what is she holding on to be honest? I mean, she's holding something about me over here. I mean, she's holding some kind of story about me. I mean, she is tired of me. I mean, you must understand that she's very tired of me and my story about whatever I've given in terms of my life. And she's actually causing something for herself here, and she's causing hatred. I mean, you understand? She's causing a lot of hatred, and that hatred is something that she needs to burst up. I mean, she needs to let go of that. Because if she doesn't let go of that, I promise you a disease is coming into her life. And you must understand, do I have any kind of disease happening in my words over here? I ask God. I mean, God's saying no. I mean, yes, I'm perfectly healthy in my words. You must understand, I forgive everyone. I have nothing to resent about anyone. You must understand that this woman over here, I don't resent her. I forgive her. I understand she's unaware about what she's doing. You must understand that it's more how, if someone points a middle finger at you, you must understand to never take it personally. You must understand that they're just going through harsh times and that's it. So you must understand every single day that those people who never let go are causing disease for themselves. I mean, you understand? So if you understand, for example, Gloria Gage, you must understand that she is holding on to something, and she's growing in that, and you must understand that she's believing other people over here. And now you can see in her words over here, you can see she's manifesting something over here around me. And now you must understand that every single day, that because I speak these words, I'm speaking good about her. I mean, you understand? But is she believing other people over me? I mean, you must understand that's the case, and you can see it. And you can see exactly that she is really, really holding on to something like hatred. And because she's holding on to hatred, she's unaware of it, okay? And because she's unaware of it, she's going to manifest something like a cancer or something like a disease in her life. And now she's smoking cigarettes, I can see it. You have to understand she's smoking cigarettes, and now she's holding on to something. I mean, you understand? So that's why you have to let go. You have to forgive yourself. And now you must understand that when I smoke cigarettes, you must understand that I've been holding on to something as well. And what have I been holding on to here? You have to understand it's my dad. You understand? I've been holding on to my dad. And now I have to let go of my dad. I mean, you understand? I have to let go of him. I have to let go of the story I have around my dad. And that's it. And you must understand that's the thing about why I smoke cigarettes. You must understand I smoke it because my dad smokes. And that's the reason. You understand? So once I let go of it, I have to let go of it. So the thing is to let go of it, I have to forgive him for why he smoked cigarettes around me. I mean, you understand? So I forgive my dad. I forgive my dad. I let go of it. Okay, I'm aware of it now. I mean, you must understand, I'm aware that my dad damages me in terms of smoking around me. And you must understand that the thing is that he only ever damages me when he smokes around me. Okay? And now he's never around me. The thing is, he's never around me, and he never smokes around me. But when I go around him, he smokes around me. I mean, you understand? That's the thing. When you go around him, he'll smoke around you. But when you go away from him, he will never ever smoke around you. I mean, do you understand that? So that's the thing. So he respects my boundaries over here. And you must understand, so I've been holding a story about my dad. And now how about with caffeine? And now with caffeine is something different. You must understand I've been holding on to also about my dad smoking. And no, it's not about that. You must understand that with caffeine, I can let go of it. I can let go of it, and I see it. I mean, you understand, that's it. I promise you, with caffeine is nothing the difference about me. I mean, caffeine is something different, and it has nothing to do with anybody. But the cigarettes here, I've been holding on to my dad. I've been holding on to my dad because he smokes cigarettes. And because he smokes cigarettes, I understand now exactly that it's not about him. And I understand now it's much more about me. And that's why I understand now it's not because of anything else other than making sure that I can let go of it. And that's it. So all I have to do in that situation now is stay away from my dad. And that's the number one rule. Stay away from my dad as much as possible. I mean, you understand? So that's what I need to do. You have to understand that when you go and approach your parents all the time, for example, you must understand it gets annoying. I mean, you must understand every single day to always back off. I mean, back off as much as possible and only approach them when they approach you. And now, when you do that, it's much more better, and that way you're less annoying, and that way you actually do better for yourself, okay? And that's what you do from now on. And now you have to always understand to go into your words, and you can always manifest your dreams through your words. And now the more words you speak in the planet, the more vibration you emit into the world. And that's what you have to understand and realize, okay? That you can always have a better mentality for yourself while you're growing. And you have to understand that there's a way for you to understand that what you do now is you actually grow and you actually do it. And you actually grow yourself into the best person, and then you pause your audio program, and then you actually continue. I mean, you understand? And then you have to understand that you can do yourself a big favor over here, and that's how you have to understand that you can also talk it out for yourself and just relax and understand that everything's going up on the internet eventually, and that way you do better. So for now, you must understand you just keep going and you just do you. And you understand? So now you just go and make your YouTube video happen, and then do you. You see, guys, you know what's going to happen in my life. You must understand that when people look at me now, you must understand that they see something in me over here. You have to understand that they see some guy who's not doing too good. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that they see me from the outside, okay? and they see me, for example, that I'm overweight, okay, but you must understand that they're not looking into my words over here. I mean, they're not looking into exactly what I'm doing in terms of words. And now that frequency is actually emitting out there, and it's actually showing them over here that I'm doing better. Because my health says so. And you must understand that it's more how you can see that wave right there. Because I speak it into the world, you have to understand that they're going to understand something. You have to understand that once I push this podcast onto the internet, do you know what's going to happen? You have to understand that they're going to find out about me. I mean, in a sense, so for example, every time I upload something onto the internet, you must understand that what happens is something big happens. And something big happens in my life. And you must understand what happens. And ask God what happens. I mean, God says that you are emitting thoughts about yourself. And because you are emitting thoughts about yourself, people recognize you for who you are. And that's it. I mean, you understand? So you must understand that when you see people, look at their words only. Don't look at anything else other than words. Okay, and look at the image. And now I ask God, do I look at the image and the words? I promise you, God says yes. Look at the image and the words. Okay, because that's eternal life. Do you understand that? So, for example, you must understand that because this lady over here is rejecting me, you must understand that she's rejecting part of herself over here. And she's holding on to something. She's holding on to a grudge against me. And she's unaware of it. I mean, you understand? And now, you must understand that she in her life is not doing so good. You must understand, I can see it. And she, behind the scenes, I mean, she doesn't smoke cigarettes. You must understand, she doesn't smoke cigarettes. But you can see that she drinks alcohol. And now she does drink alcohol. And the thing is that she's not doing too good in terms of her food intake as well. And you must understand that if I look at her in terms of if she's doing better than yesterday, you can see her words over here. You can see she's not doing better than yesterday. You must understand that. And now you must understand that because I can see everything through words, you must understand that I can speak to God through words. You have to understand that God's always talking to me through words. And God's always with me through words. I mean, you understand? So the thing is that you have to get more comfortable all the time. I mean, you understand? So get yourself in a way that you actually do better for yourself. I mean, you understand? You have to understand that's the thing about you. You can see you let it go every single day. You let it go. I mean, you understand? You teach yourself life. You teach yourself everything. I mean, you understand? Because nobody's going to teach you other than yourself. So if you're not teaching people, you're not teaching yourself. I mean, if you choose not to teach other people, then you choose lower frequency. And those people who teach other people more have a higher frequency in life. And that's why I'm always uploading as much more words. I'm uploading as many words as possible on the planet. Because what are words? I ask God. I promise you, God says words are words and words are images. I mean, is that right, God? I promise you, God says yes. So when you look at someone, look at their words only. And nothing else. Just look at their words. Because they are the words only. I mean, you understand? That's what people are. You have to understand that. Now, when I look at my dad's words over here, you must understand that he's dying and he's holding on to resentment. I can see it in his words, okay? And you must understand that what he said about my grandfather, you have to understand something. That my grandfather passed away and he's still holding a grudge against my grandfather. I mean, you understand? So what does that mean? You have to understand that he's admitting something here and he's saying death. I mean, he's saying that he's dying. I mean, you understand? I mean, he's dying really fast. I mean, you understand? I mean, you have to understand something about dead people. You have to understand that dead people are always alive. You understand? But the thing is, if you speak bad or resentful against dead people, then you are holding on to a grudge. I mean, do you understand that? So my dad's unaware about that. You have to understand that he, through his words, you can see his words over here, and you must understand that he's actually doing better over here with the Tamira. And you must understand that he's over there growing with her. I mean, you understand? And he's doing something with her. I mean, you understand? And he's keeping himself occupied. I mean, you understand? And that's what you do about life. And that's what my dad teaches you. I mean, he teaches you to occupy your life all the time. I mean, you understand? And that's the thing. So you have to understand, my dad says he never gets bored. And you have to understand, you believe that, for example. You must understand he never gets bored when you say it. So when you say it, you believe it. I mean, you believe what people say. I mean, you understand? But the thing is, you never believe anything as well. I ask God, is that right? I promise you, God says yes. I promise you, if you never believe anything, you always believe something. I mean, you understand? And that's how you grow. So you have to understand that if you want to take yourself on a journey somewhere, you talk about your life. You talk about something about your life. And because you talk about your life, you can always go places. You can go places through imagination and through words. Because words are everything. I ask God, what are images in life? I promise you, Jesus Christ says over here that images is words. Understand? And that's all it is. I mean, you must understand that Jesus Christ says that images is imagination. And Jesus Christ is with me here. So I asked Jesus Christ, what do you want me to say over here? I see Jesus Christ says, just talk. You must understand, so you have to understand, I love Jesus Christ, I love everything about God and everything. But you must understand that I ask God, for example, do you love this world? I promise you, God says yes. I mean, God says, never love the world. I mean, you must understand that God said over here in the Bible, never love the world. I ask God, why? I mean, why don't you ever love the world? I understand Jesus Christ says, you must love the world. I mean, Jesus Christ says, you must love everything. I mean, you understand? You must love everything. Because it's much better to love everything than to hate everything. And that's what God says, okay? So every single day you must understand that if you want to always appreciate yourself, you always have to look to God every single day. I mean, you always have to understand that there's always something better all the time. So for example, you must understand that higher powers are with me, and I can see through my words that I'm actually getting uncomfortable over here. And you must understand that I'm not holding resentment. But the thing is that over here, for example, you must understand that you have to grow yourself and you have to always embrace your life through words. You understand? So words are everything. So when I look at this guy, I understand he's expressing words. And that's what you need to do. You just need to express words and nothing else, because words are everything. You understand? And when you express words, you can always find your place in the world. You understand? You can understand, for example, when I look at people over here, I understand they're all unaware about words, mate. I mean, they're all unaware about words. I'm aware about words, and that's why I have health. I mean, you understand? I'm aware about health. I'm aware about the word health. I mean, you understand? So you must understand everything is words. So the more you actually express your words, the more you can go into fountains of joy within you. I mean, you can understand that you can do it. You can understand that it's more how you have this fear in you that you have to let go. And you have to understand every single day, let go. You understand? Make sure you let go of it every single day of your life. And now what you want to be doing is you want to be speaking words as much as possible all the time. I ask God, is this the case? I see Jesus Christ says yes. I mean, be talking words every single day as much as possible. Because you can always imagine much more when you talk words. You can find yourself doing things every single day. You can go everywhere you want to go in words. You can be wherever you want to be in words, mate. You understand? So every single day express yourself. So for example, for myself, is Spain in my repertoire? You must understand, no. You must understand that my repertoire says no. I mean, is Greece in my repertoire? Probably no. Probably no. Probably is Uruguay in my repertoire? Probably yes. Probably yes. You must understand, because my mum wants me to go through words. So the thing is, you must understand that because I said that, she hears that. I mean, you understand? So what I say over here and what I admit into the world in words, I attract. So I ask the universe over here for someone out there to come up to my life and to be my life so I can love a woman, for example. And now the universe will look at that and the universe will say you have to believe that to be true. And you have to understand every single day that the universe will provide someone for you as long as you do better all the time. You understand? And nothing else. And now you have to understand every single day that's how it is. And you understand? So you just go your way now. And now that's my goal. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's my goal, to manifest that. And you must understand that my words have already manifested that because I put it out into the universe. And now if the universe doesn't deliver on me that way, then God says, you have to understand that God has something better for you. I mean, you understand? So if that doesn't arise in my life, actually something better is coming along. And I have a higher purpose anyway from that point. I mean, in a sense, so you have to understand that those people are going out tonight, approach, they're going to get certain information from people, and they're going to be able to understand something about words, but no. Apparently, they won't understand anything about words. Apparently, will they remember the night through words? Apparently, no. And now some people will actually become much more aware about the words given. I can see that. But you must understand that they're going to fall off. And now you must understand, yes, I can see it. And now why? Because they're not aware of words, mate. You must understand you have to be aware of your words every single day. You have to understand that you can see yourself alone over here and not talking words. And now because you're not talking words over here, you're not really living. I mean, you understand? You have to be talking words all the time. And now God says over here, you have a time and place for no words. I mean, in a sense, you have to learn how to be with no words as well. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you always understand that it's more about emitting those words every single day as much as possible. So if you can do that for yourself 24/7, you can live a great life for yourself. You can do something special for yourself. I mean, you understand? So you push yourself every single day. You push yourself to live life to the fullest, because that's your purpose every single day, and making sure that you're always living life the best way you can. I mean, you understand? You have to always understand that everything's invisible through words. You can see exactly what you need in words. You can see exactly where you're going in terms of words. I mean, you understand? Because as long as you stick to your words, I promise you, you can achieve anything. I mean, you understand? So push yourself, and that way you always have what you need and always have what you deserve as well. I mean, you understand? So that's what you can do for yourself. You can always understand that life is always going to be on your side when you have the words to say. I mean, you understand? So every single day, be encouraging yourself to grow. Be on the lookout for words every single day of your life. Make sure you're manifesting your dreams through words and through making sure that you're living that nice and beautiful lifestyle all the time, because you deserve it. You deserve a greater lifestyle through your words. So every single day, understand that there's always a better way. So you have to understand that when you go that way, you can always find something to say. You can find something to do all the time. And that way you always attract what you need. I mean, you understand? You can always attract what you need in life. So that's why I always embark on my journey this way, to understand that there's something out there that I can do for you guys out there who are listening, where I can provide better quality audio programs, better audio quality in terms of life, to make sure that I'm living life to the fullest. I mean, do you understand? Because that's how I live my life. I live my life better than anybody else. And I need to always understand that. I need to always understand that right now you're actually struggling to do work because your words are not struggling, but you're not struggling through words. And you can see that. But the thing is that if you really, really want to account your dreams every single day, then you always have to live a greater life for yourself. You always have to do that for yourself. I mean, do you understand? So every single day, try to do the best job you can. Every single day, making sure that you're always providing content for yourself to succeed, because that's how you grow, guys. You have to understand every single day is going to be a different day for you. So every single day, make sure that you're always understanding more about yourself every single day, because you are words, guys. You must understand every single day. You are what you say. You have to understand that you attract your words. And you are understanding every single day that you are something much more than your words, okay? But you are something that attracts your life. And your words attract your life, okay? So if you talk about your words and you stick to your words every single day, you're going to find what you need in terms of life. You're going to be able to grow. You see that information there? You have to push into that information. You have to push into that information if you want to succeed. You see, that information there is going to motivate you to become what you need to be in life, and it's going to help you to do music production, and it's going to help you to live life on your terms. I mean, you understand? So you have to understand that your doctor over here, your doctor is pushing for information from you. You have to understand that what's happening here about that, your doctor over here, in terms of your information here, is trying to give you information to understand, to live a free life. And that's God working for you. I mean, you understand? So that's how you actually grow. So for example, my psychiatrist has information that he's giving me. For example, you must understand that in his life, you can see his words. You must understand that he's not doing so good. And you must understand that his words show me over here that he's not really doing good in his life. In terms of his weight, you must understand that he's not doing his best version. You must understand that he looks at me over here and he sees I have a passion. And you must understand that he's really into it. I mean, you must understand. So the thing is that I show my information every single day as much as possible. Every single day I try to attract as much as possible. But you must understand, every single day I push my words out there. I push my words. And the more I push my words, the better I can always achieve. I can achieve something great for myself. I can go places. I can live life. And that's the thing. You have to always speak your mind as much as possible. You must understand that those people around you are not willing to listen to you as much as you think. I mean, you think? I mean, you say? I mean, guess what? I mean, do you understand that? You must understand that they're not going to listen to you as much as you think they are. I mean, you understand? So what you do is you go behind the scenes, you do your work. You must understand that I feel right now, you must understand, I feel good. I mean, you must understand, but you must understand that there tells me that you have fear. And you have fear about something, and that you have to let go of that. You have to let go of that. You must understand, every single day, coach yourself to overcome everything in your life. I mean, you understand? Because Jesus Christ overcame this world, and so can you. I mean, you understand? So every single day, look upon Jesus Christ. Every single day, He's always talking words to you. And Jesus Christ is always showing you words, and God's always speaking words to you. I mean, you understand? So, for example, if you want to do better, you have to push yourself into that information there. And you have to understand that's music information, for example. And now you have to understand that if I push my quotes out there like that, you must understand it's going to be much better for me to do so. And you have to understand that I have a pattern over here where I've been reaching for cigarettes in a certain manner, and I think that's letting me down. But in my words, I understand it's not letting me down. So you must understand I have to talk better. I mean, you understand? So for myself over here, I understand that people are words, and where the words are, that's where you go. I mean, who creates words much more often is much more wiser than the person who doesn't create words. I mean, you understand? So you must understand that when you look at your kids, look at the images they show you. I mean, you're saying, look at the images people are showing you. And that way you're going to understand a better way of life. So when you're understanding the images are all words, I mean, look at the words every single day. I mean, you understand? And that way you're going to see images about everything. And then you connect those images to the words. And you describe those images in words as much as possible. And that way you express yourself. I mean, you understand? And you express yourself in different ways. Every single day you're expressing yourself as much as you can, as much as you want. Every single day you're doing as much as you can. But what happens once you finish this audio program? You must understand that you're going to feel a certain way, and you're going to be afraid. I mean, yes, and you're going to be afraid. And why are you going to be afraid? Because you have to think about it. I mean, yes, then you have to think why you're afraid. I mean, yes, and you have to understand that you're not afraid. Understand? I mean, do you understand? You're not afraid of who you are. You have to let go. You have to coach yourself to let go. You have to reach out for your words, and you have to speak words to yourself. I ask God, how do I overcome cigarettes? I promise you, God says, speak words as much as possible. I mean, speak as many words as possible that's going to reflect upon quitting cigarettes. I mean, that's how you build willpower. I mean, it's saying you build a lot of willpower that way, and you speak as much as possible that you want a better life, and that you don't need cigarettes, and that you don't want cigarettes, and that you are a non-smoker. And say that to yourself 1,000 and million times, and you will always believe it. And you always believe your own words. I mean, understand? So believe your own words, okay? And you must understand that if you don't believe words, you can also do it that way as well. In a sense, so make sure you understand that I believe my words because I talk better. But if you talk worse, make sure you never believe your words if you talk worse. I mean, saying because that way you have to understand that you can kill someone like that. I mean, if you say I'm going to kill this person, and then you believe your words, and then you go and do it, I mean, it's so stupid, isn't it? So make sure you never believe your words if you're talking negatively. But if you're talking positively, believe your words. In a sense, so that's how you actually grow. You must understand that I see her over here. You must understand that she's not for me, and you can see that. And you must understand why, because she resents me, and that's why. I mean, people who resent me are not for me. I mean, people are not on my level in terms of consciousness, and you must understand I'm emitting a lot of consciousness over here, and you must understand why that is, because I'm speaking words, and you have to understand that every single day you always admit as much as possible for yourself, and talk as much as possible, and let people hear you out. I promise you, the more you're going to reflect upon a better life for everybody. I mean, in a sense, so every single day, we need you. We need you to talk more words every single day, and that way you actually grow. I mean, in a sense, so that's the whole point of life. You have to understand, I have two selfie sticks. I have a tripod selfie stick, and I have one of those selfie sticks without a tripod selfie stick. I mean, in a sense, so I have one which is just a selfie stick, and another one which is a tripod selfie stick, which has a stand. I mean, you understand? And that way I actually coach myself this way to do better. But the thing is that currently I'm using this selfie stick that has no tripod because it's much better for me. And I always do what's much better for me. You must understand that they're going out now, and you must understand that when you actually see God, you have to understand to never complain to God. I mean, never be complaining to God, because God always loves you. You must understand God always loves you, but never wants you to complain, but wants you to do. I mean, God wants you to do. I mean, understand? I mean, God wants you to do better. I mean, that's what God wants you to do. So make sure you're never complaining, because complaining is words, okay? And now you must be doing your words, but never complain about anything, okay? So make sure every single day you remain strong in your words, and that way you'll be a strong person. So strong people have strong words, I mean, understand? And that's how you build a mentality. You have to understand that I can coach people millions of things every single day, and you have to understand that's how you grow. And now if I become much more aware of myself over here, I mean, you have to understand I have, because I've taught more. I mean, yes, now I taught you more about life, and that's how I actually grow. And the more I actually teach, the more consciousness I admit, because I understand that I have to admit consciousness through words. And the more I speak words, the better. And you must understand that some people, when you talk to them a lot, you have to understand that they get sick of you. You have to understand that they become so ignorant about you that they don't understand what you're saying anymore. That they can only see what you're doing now. I mean, you understand? And if you're not doing so good, they won't listen to you. I mean, you understand? But if you're doing a lot of good things in the world, they will listen to you. So, for example, those people I showed my channel to, I'm pretty sure they're always going to remember me because I have something to do. You understand? And now when people look at my life, you must understand that they're not looking at my words. They're looking at my image, and they are saying that I'm not doing too good. You must understand, I'm doing good. I'm doing good in life. I mean, you understand? But the thing is, you have to understand that they look at my image over here, and they're unaware, I'm pretty sure they're unaware of my image. I mean, you have to understand they're unaware of my image, and they're unaware of the words. I mean, you understand? I'm pretty sure they're sleeping. I mean, they're in a dream. I mean, you understand? This is a dream, okay? And it's a dream come true, okay? And you must understand, everything's a dream come true. You must understand that whatever you want, you can get in heaven. You can always have it, okay? But you must understand, if you want to really live life, you have to speak words. You have to speak more words. And the more words you speak, the more you can actually deliver whatever you want in life. You have to understand, you have to believe in yourself that you can do it. You can do that for yourself. And you must understand that Grant Cardone has all these businesses, and his only successful business is real estate. I mean, do you understand? In terms of money-wise. You must understand, money-wise, only his real estate business funds for his jet and for his big events. And you must understand, he can sell all these people as much as possible on his content and his communication. But you must understand that his communication in terms of his real estate knowledge is what gets him the money. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's what gets him the money. And it's a slow journey to get there. You must learn that for yourself. I ask God what to do in this situation. You have to understand that God says you have to learn more. You have to learn more information. I mean, you understand, you have to always constantly be reading something. And now you have to understand that sometimes you must understand that it never gets boring to read. I mean, you have to keep reading. And the more you read, the better for you, and the more you actually grow. You have to understand that 1 hour has already passed from my life, and things have gone in different directions over here. So you must understand that since I'm actually starting another audio program, you have to understand I have to speak words. I have to keep speaking words because I have to make a lot of damage in the world in a better way. I mean, you have to understand I have to bend reality. So the best way to bend, I ask God, how do I bend reality? Apparently God says, speak words. I mean, that's how you bend reality. I mean, you understand? I ask God to say anything about me over here where I may be afraid. Apparently God says, never be afraid. Never be afraid. I mean, you understand? Never be afraid of what's going to happen. Because you've been there. You've been where you need to be. And you have to understand you've been in that situation before. You have to understand you can see exactly what you can do. And that's the power that you have. You have that power. And you have to follow that direction. I mean, you have to follow it on your own. And that's what you have to understand, that it's not scary. You must understand it's not scary to follow that direction. But you must understand that you have to do it alone. And that's the thing, everybody has to do it alone. I mean, you understand, everybody's on the same path as you in that situation. I mean, you understand, so if you want to do better for yourself, you have to understand that you have to learn to grow. You have to understand all you can do is express words every single day. I mean, all you can do every single day is express as much words as possible to make sure that time is going by very quickly. And upload that information as quickly as possible online. I mean, you understand, and nothing else. I mean, you understand, every single day, always emit as much as possible in words. Because that way you have a better direction. I mean, you understand, because many people are going to actually look at your content and they're going to see something about you, and they're going to see that you have words and that you're a wise person. Because you have something to give. I mean, you have a lot of information you can give. I mean, you understand, and that way you teach people. You teach people different things about life. I mean, you understand? So every single day teach as much as possible and you always get as much as possible. I mean, you understand? So the thing is, if you want to do better, you have to always understand to lead yourself into different ways of thinking and different ways of saying something, so you can find the ultimate path for you. So the more you teach, the more you will vibrate. I mean, in a sense, so every single day you must understand that's what you need to be doing. Every single day. You have to understand, I mean, how long has it been since I had a cigarette? I mean, you must understand, you have to understand that it's only been a moment. I mean, you understand? But I want to check anyways. I mean, it's been 1 hour and 22 minutes. And you must understand that, for example, it's just been a moment, so I never want to check again how long it's been. I understand it's been 1 moment. I mean, you understand? So, I understand that, for example, for myself over here, I have to be inside of myself. I have to look for words of advice every single day. I have to be inside of myself to do better. You actually feel like sleeping over here, so make sure you understand you can get yourself some sleep if you want. But I don't feel like sleeping at the same time. And you must understand that your words can never sleep. Your words can never sleep. I'm pretty sure your words don't know how to sleep. I mean, you understand? I mean, you have to understand that words never sleep. I mean, words are always working and in your favor. I mean, in a sense, so if you understand that, if you can take yourself on a journey somewhere and talk more words, you can become smarter and you can sharpen your mind this way. And how do you sharpen your mind? You actually go through the wisdom and imagination, and you speak words through your imagination. And that way you can always become much more aware through your imagination, because your imagination is unlimited. So you can become everything you want to be through your imagination. So the more words you speak about your imagination, the better you become in terms of words and everything that you are. In a sense, so that's how you actually grow. You grow through actual imagination. I mean, in a sense, you grow through imagination every single day. You describe as much as possible. So when I see my Serbian family over here, you can see they're lacking a lot of knowledge. I mean, they're lacking a lot of wisdom. And you can see they're living a poor life. I mean, you understand? I mean, they're living a rich life to some degree, but they're losing in a lot of ways. I mean, you understand? You have to understand that for myself every year, I set myself up for victory, and I never want to look back. I want to make sure I'm moving forward with my words, because my words can never crave cigarettes. I mean, you understand? My words are never craving drugs. I understand that now. I understand my body's never craving drugs. I understand my mind is never craving drugs anymore. I'm understanding that. So make sure you understand that every single day you have to get yourself in that state. Every single day, make sure that you're always understanding that. I mean, you understand? So make sure you always understand to talk that way for yourself so you actually do better. So what do you want to do now? I mean, you have to understand you have to talk to yourself. You have to figure out the puzzle of life. You have to do something now to succeed. You have to make sure that you have to always lead yourself in your imagination with words, because you have to interest yourself. I mean, you understand? You have to be interested in yourself. You have to do something interesting, and the more you talk words, the more you can actually coach people. I mean, in a sense, so that's how you actually have a conversation with other people, in terms of your words, in terms of what you've said in life. So imagine how much communicational skills I have with other people because of based on what I've taught other people. I mean, in a sense, so everything I've taught other people is how much I can communicate to other people. I mean, in a sense, so that's something of wisdom right there. I can see that. So the more I talk words, the more actual vibration I have. I have a bigger vibration. I mean, then I actually have much more sympathy. Not sympathy. I don't have sympathy. I have everything. But the thing is, you must understand, I have empathy for those people every single day, and I understand my heart over here is saying something, and you must understand I'm doing better in terms of my words anyway. And my heart is my words. I mean, you understand? So I live in my words. I live in the words, okay? I live in my word. You have to live in your words. You have to understand. You understand that you never live in the body, you live in your words. You have to ask God, is that true? I see God says, live in the words. And I understand God saying, live in your feelings as well. I understand, is that right, God? I see God says, no. I see God says, live in the words much more. Live in your words. I mean, be the person in your words, always loving your words. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's where you actually have to be. You have to be loving your words. You have to be in your words. Because in your words, you can see how strong you are. You're strong. You are as strong as you communicate in the world. In a sense, so the more you communicate in the world, the better you can actually feel, and the better you can actually do. So make sure you're always talking to yourself in terms of words. And you always find different ways of saying something, and you always actually grow yourself this way. So make sure you always become wiser. I mean, you understand? You have to talk to yourself every single day. You have to find that recognition in yourself every single day to succeed. You have to understand that. So everything means words. I mean, you understand? So that way you move forward. So every single day you have to sharpen your mindset. And the best way you can do that is to always document your life in every single way. In a sense, so make sure you understand that anything you can think of in terms of how you can document in your life is what you do. But in a sense, so every single day you must understand that there's always a way. So you have to understand that, for example, when I look at this information here, you have to understand there's always more to talk about. And that's a good thing about imagination, I mean, you understand? Because you can always talk about it, and you can always see something exactly what you need to do, and you have to stick to your words. You have to stick to your faith. And the same way you speak words out there in the planet is the same way you move forward. I mean, and it's the same way you stay away from cigarettes. You stick to the words much more. You have to understand that, for example, Deadmau5, you have to understand that his music's really good. And you must understand that he has this information about him. And that's the information you have to study. You have to study him. You have to study people in terms of life. You have to study everything. You have to understand to be a life coach. I mean, you understand? You have to understand to never get bored of your words. Never get bored talking. I mean, understand, always be curious about your words and how you can speak. I mean, understand, that way you can always grow. You have to understand that my kids are not able to catch up to me. You have to understand they're not going to be able to catch up to father. I mean, understand, because I have so much content. You have to understand that I have so much content that they're only going to dream about dad and how Dad has everything. You understand? And you must understand that it's not the point to make him jealous. I don't make people jealous. I don't try to make people jealous. But people just become jealous of me. I mean, you understand? Because you can see through my words I'm doing better. I'm doing better through the words. I mean, you understand? And that's how I lead myself. I lead myself through words, and that's how I actually grow. So my words say you can do better all the time. I mean, you understand? You have to understand that you're not feeling anything other than better right now. I mean, you understand? So every single day, the more you go without it, the better. You understand? So every single day, go with the words. Every single day. You have to always feel your way through life in a way that you always understand. You go through the words. And that way you actually see life much better. You have to see life through words. You understand? Because the words will always teach you. And the words can always make sure that you're always on the best path. So for example, I understand that for myself over here, I understand that's something right there. And that's information saying that it's getting quite hot in here. So I'm going to turn off one of the heater thingies. One of the heater sticks over here. And understand that over there, I'm understanding that it's much more how it is. I have to grow, I have to develop, I have to make sure I'm living life. So when I take myself on a journey every single day, I can live my life to the fullest. And that's the whole point. You have to understand that I have to do better. So for myself over here, I understand every single day that if you always understand that information there, you have to always grow. You have to understand every single day that there's always a way forward for you. I mean, in the sense that you always have to grow. You have to push yourself to grow. You have to understand you have to imagine much more words. You have to understand you have to speak as much words in the planet as possible so you can grow. And nothing else. You have to understand to admit that for yourself. Because you can attract the lifestyle that you want like that. You understand? So that's the way. You have to understand that. So anyway, guys, understand that my words say just let it be. Just let it be and just keep going. I mean, just keep going. For yourself every single day. You grow, you make sure you learn every single day as possible. I mean, every single day as much as possible. You have to understand when I look at people over here, you have to understand they're losing and understand that. I mean, they're unaware. I mean, you understand? And that's the thing, I have more awareness than them. And that's why I'm on a higher conscious field than they are. And that's why I can be my best version as well. I mean, you understand? I can reach that phase of life easily. I understand that. Because I have the information to do it. I mean, you understand? Before I didn't have the information to do it. I mean, you understand? Before I didn't look at my words. I wasn't aware of my words. I mean, you understand? I mean, now I'm understanding. I'm much more aware of what I speak. I mean, you understand? I'm much more aware of what I say in the world. Because what you say manifests. I mean, you understand? I mean, if you say I need a cigarette, you're going to reach for a cigarette. I mean, you're saying I don't need a cigarette. And that's the thing. I don't need a cigarette. I need myself. I mean, you understand? And that's the way of life. I understand it's 12 o'clock already. I mean, time's going quick. I mean, time's going real quick. So I have to get my message across and understand that my words over here says get your quotes out there as much as possible now. I'm understanding I have to get my quotes out there. I have to sit down and get my quotes out there. I have to write my quotes down. So that's the thing about life. You have to understand you have to get your message across as much as possible. And in the meantime, just create content as much as possible and nothing else. So every single day, stay consistent about what you're doing. Emit as much as possible in the planet and just grow every single day. You have to go through the words, live through the words every single day. You have to understand that when you live through the words, you can always find yourself much better. So what you say and what you speak in the world manifests. Just remember that. It's very powerful. You have to understand that how you speak on a daily basis manifests in your life. I understand. So if you have to understand that you have to speak those words. Every single day you have to speak like a millionaire. I understand. You have to speak those words if you want to become a millionaire. You have to do what they do. You understand? So you have to understand that you don't need that money if you don't have your health. You need to have your health first before anything else. You have to understand that your health is more important than money. You understand? Because you can always have more money in life, but you can never get your health back. You understand? But yes, you can. I mean, you have to understand you can get your health back if you decide to do better. You understand? But you must understand that you can never get your time back, is what I mean. But you can always increase your time. You can increase your time in life. So anyway, guys, you must understand that it's much more how I feel that my words are saying over here, to just let it be, and just let it be, and just keep doing better. I understand as much as possible as I want to leave this audio program. I understand I have to learn how to actually do better. I have to learn how to actually increase time for myself. So that's the thing about life. That you have to travel through your words, and you have to talk. You have to understand that. But there is a time to shut off your talking and to just be in the moment. I mean, you understand? But make sure you're always keeping up with the trend. I mean, you understand? So make sure you understand that it's about manifesting a greater life for yourself. And I see exactly what I need to do. And you have to understand that's the way. I mean, you understand? So you have to go through better things in life. And you're going to go through better things in life all the time. I mean, you understand? So anyway, guys, I'm going to go do my quotes now, because that's my words. My words are saying, or as my words are saying, I realize my words are saying that. And my words are saying, just do your quotes at the moment and go and read a book, or should I listen to music? I realize it's much more that I'll go read the book. I'll go read the book and I'll do my quotes. And then from that point, I will just speak words, or speak much more words into the planet every single day, and nothing else.